Hi everyone, this is Dev Sharma coming to you from Capitalize Analytics with another Power BI ChatGPT video. Getting started with Power BI could sometimes be an overwhelming experience. There could be a plethora of visuals to choose from, tons of setting options to remember that gets updated with every new release, and sometimes it could just be difficult to get our visuals configured exactly how we like. A well-configured visual, as we all know, helps us to tell a coherent and compelling story with our data. In this video, we'll be looking at how ChatGPT can help a user to configure visuals exactly how they like with limited to no knowledge of Power BI for our end user. The use case that we are looking at for this video today has sales data. So we have information about how many lemonades we sold for each day. Looks like we have 2017 information. If we arrange this data in an ascending order, it starts from January 1st and goes all the way till 31st of December 2017. So we have a year worth of data. We also have information about the price of our product. So it looks like during the year, we had two different prices, 0.3 and 0.5. How many flyers we had given out on that particular day, and what was the temperature and rainfall. I suppose we are interested to run some analytics on our data, and we would want to find out on what day of the year did we make the most amount of sales. So from our fields, I can select day information, and I can also select sales information. And Power BI is smart enough to kind of aggregate sales for each day. And it has presented a table visual for me. I am more interested to create a visual that has some bars in it. So in this case, I'm going to create a clustered column chart. And here's my visual. Now, looking at this visual, I see a couple of things that are wrong with it or need to be changed. The very first thing that I notice is that these bars are very close to each other. And there are also no data labels on the bars. So one option that I have is that I can hover over these individual bars, and it's going to tell me the sum of sales. In this case, it's 1307 for Tuesday. On Sunday, it's 1316. On Thursday, which I believe is the most, is 1335. We also see that we have the title over here that is aligned towards the left, which needs to be fixed. And I also don't like the color of this bar chart. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and give it a couple of prompts to change the visual to exactly how we'd like. So I'm going to bring ChatGPT to my screen here. And the very first thing that I'm going to ask ChatGPT is to have labels in my data. So my prompt would be asking for data labels. And here it is. ChatGPT has provided me step-by-step instructions as to how I can add data labels to my clustered column chart. So it looks like here it's asking us to go to the visualization pane and then expand on the data labels, and there's a toggle switch that we can enable. So let's see if we find all of that stuff here. This is the visualization pane. I'm going to click on my visual here and go to format my visual, and looks like there's a toggle that ChatGPT was talking about. I found it over here. I can enable this, and here it is. Now, every single bar has a label to it. The second thing I would want to change is I don't like the color of these individual bars, and I would want to change this from a blue color to a red color. So my second prompt to ChatGPT would be to change the color of these bars. And I have all of my commands already typed out. I'm just going to execute this. And here it is. ChatGPT has once again created step-by-step documentation for me. Looks like in this case as well, we're going to the visualization pane and there's an option for data colors. And we can customize the color to whatever we'd like, okay? So I'm gonna click on my visual here and go to formatting my visual to the columns. Now I can change it to the red color that I wanted to have. Okay, it's getting close. In this case, another thing that I would want to change is that this title is aligned towards the left, and I would want to rename the title of this visual and make it more center. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT again, and my third question would be to change the title of the visual. So it looks like there's a title section again in the visualization pane that we can go to. And there's a toggle switch that we can turn on. And that would save the title of my bar chart. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna format my visual. And looks like the title is already on. So in this case, if I turn it off, it would hide the title. But I would actually want the title to be visible, so I would turn it on again. And I'm just going to change this from sum of sales by day to just sales by day. And then I'm also going to give it a year value. And then another thing I wanted to change was make this title go from a left aligned title to a center aligned title. I can change that by just clicking on this. And that is. Now, these bars, like I said, are fairly close to each other. Although we can look at these data labels and it tells us that, okay, on Thursday, we sold the most, and on Tuesday, we sold the least. But I would want to ask ChatGPT if there is a better choice of visual for this. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and my prompt here would be that these bars are fairly close to each other. Can I change this visual to something else? And I'm also specifying that in this case, I'm looking at sales data for each day. Okay, let's see what recommendations we have. The top recommendation that we see over here is a line chart. And it says that the line chart can effectively display the sales trend over time, such as sales by day. Okay, looks like this better fits my use case. I'm going to go back to my Power BI environment, click on my visual, and create a line chart from it. One thing that I notice over here is that the color has changed back to blue. And this is because we changed the visual from a clustered bar chart to a line chart, and that clustered bar chart was configured with its own individual settings. So if you remember, to change the color, what ChatGPT had told us was to go to format your visuals. In this case, in the bar chart, it was bars. So I'm assuming that in the line chart, it's going to be lines. And click on that. And there's a colors option that I see here. I'm going to change that to a red color. There it is. As seen in this video today, you can align the visual elements of your Power BI dashboard to the narrative that you'd want to convey, ensuring that your visual supports and reinforces the message that you would want to communicate to your audience. Try it out for yourself and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching.